Hey, y'all, what's up? Coach Paul coming at you. God has qualified me. This is Move Mondays, and you have greatness in you. Now, before we talk about the greatness, let me say this. If you don't move those persons, those people, those places, those things, those thoughts, or those ideas, they are definitely going to move you. And I promise you this. You don't want to move where they're going to move you to. All right. Now, with that being said, let's get off into the content of the day. Let me clear my throat. All right. The other day, I was sitting in my recliner, and I was looking out my window into my backyard. And two words dropped into my spirit. And those two words were adjust and adapt. Adjust and adapt. And one of the things, as I started to ponder on those words and think about those words, some other stuff came into my spirit that kind of stretched out what those words really could mean one way or another in our lives. And one of the things that was said was, your greatness and extraordinary potential, or lack of your greatness or extraordinary potential, is contingent upon whether you learn how to adjust and adapt. And one of the reasons why is because people, many of us, we hate change. We want things to change. We want things to get better. We want the quality of our lives to increase and again get better. But we don't want to do the things necessary to make that happen. And some of the things that we're going to have to do is going to entail us adjusting and adapting. So many people that I know, it's like when you talk to them about some stuff that they have never done, encourage them, hey, why don't you try this, try this. Many people always find everything wrong with what you're asking them to try, and they haven't even tried it. And then they wonder why they live in lives with either just enough or not enough. And I'm here to give you the answer to that. It's because you're not open to adjusting and adapting. One of the things that I had to learn in my recovery and healing journey is that I had to, watch this, they say you got to change people, places, and things. What that, and again, we hate change, but it was either I had to change or I was going to die. And so I had to adjust my thinking from a standpoint of staying in that place that I was to being open and willing to go to some new places. And it was crazy because the first new place that I went to, I'm going to lay it all out. I ended up going to an AA meeting. Now, I've never had issues with alcohol in my entire life. However, I ended up in this AA meeting, and the entire meeting was white. Now, that mind that wanted me to stay comfortable, that mindset that wanted me to not adjust or adapt, said, get out of here, all these people white. And I was ready to go, right? However, what happened was before I got the opportunity to head for the door, these people start embracing me and hugging me and welcoming me. And I thought it was strange because, again, the culture and the communities and the circles that I had been around in the past, I didn't get that type of welcome. And if I did get that type of welcome, it was because the people that I was with or around, they had some sort of agenda. They was looking for something from me. And these people was looking to give rather than receive. And that's deep because, again, many of us miss our marks because we're not willing to adjust or adapt. And in some of those places, if and when we adjust or adapt, the people and the places and the things are designed to give to us rather than receive. And I received, again, the warmest welcome that I ever had in my entire life up until that point. The warmest welcome I ever had. And because I adjusted, right, I learned how to adapt to, watch this. I didn't look at the reason why I was able to adapt to that community. It wasn't because I was looking at the differences. I was looking at the similarities. And in your greatness, watch this, pursuing your greatness and walking in the extraordinary potential that God has put inside of you, part of the way that you're going to have to adapt or adjust is that when you get into these communities, wherever he's sending you, wherever he's telling you to go, when you get into these communities, instead of looking for all of the reasons that y'all don't have that y'all have differences, look at all of the reasons that you can find the similarities. And the reason why we have to make sure that we do that is because, again, wherever it is that you want to go in terms of your greatness or your extraordinary potential, you're going to have to be around like-minded people. And some of these like-minded people ain't going to look like you, ain't going to smell like you, ain't going to talk like you. They may think like you, but all of the other aspects of these people, these places, and these communities is going to look foreign to you. It's not going to be anything like you're used to. And that's a good thing because, again, we have to learn, we have to be open-minded and willing to learn new things. I talked about it last week when I was saying the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that ties into learning how to adjust and adapt. Some of us need to learn how to adjust and adapt to being in community because we're so used to doing stuff by ourselves or on our own. We won't even try to get into community and connect with some other people that's like-minded. We won't even try it. We are so used to doing everything on our own. I talked about it again last week. Self-made people don't make it. Everybody needs somebody. And part of that need is that you're going to learn, it's a must. In order for you to walk in the fullness of your greatness, in the fullness of the extraordinary potential that God has put inside of you, you're going to have to learn how to adjust and adapt. You're going to have to learn how to do some new things. You're going to have to learn how to go to some new places. You're going to have to learn how to be around some new people, period. And again, like I said, a lot of this stuff is not going to look like anything that you are used to or familiar with. And it's crazy that we want to stay in the things that we're used to and familiar because the things that here's why it's crazy. It's because the things that we are used to, most of the things that we are used to and familiar with is hindering us. It's stopping us. I love Nike. The slogan, Nike said, just do it. This is some of the things that we're going to have to learn how to do in terms of walking in the fullness of who we are, or who we've been called to be or created to be. We're going to have to learn how to adjust our thinking and adapt to some new stuff that's going to be uncomfortable as all get out. But again, going back to the the AA meeting that I was a part of, that learning how to adjust and adapt helped save my life, number one, helped preserve my life, number two, and it helped me to get to where I am today. Watch this, y'all. For many years of my life, because I was so used to what I was doing, I was one of those ones when people talked about new things, I always found some reason that new thing, it was going to be something wrong with doing that new thing without even giving it a try. I did something this summer that I thought I would never do, and that was some zip lining, because I'm afraid of heights. However, I did some adjusting, and I had one of the best times of my life doing that zip line. It made me overcome some things, and it put inside of me a willingness to try some new stuff, because I can't say this enough, people. In order for you to get into the fullness of what life is supposed to be like for you, in the fullness of the purpose and the meaning of your life, in the fullness of the greatness and the extraordinary potential that God has put inside of you and is looking to draw out, you got to adjust your thinking and adapt to some new stuff, because that old ain't working. One of the things that I appreciate about the community that I'm around, me, along with my little brother and one of our childhood friends, we get together twice a month and we add value to one another. We have meaningful dialogue, things that's going to help level us up, things that's going to help continue to draw out. We have conversations about that. These are some of the things that we didn't do. We was intentional. Watch this. We were intentional about not doing for many years. However, this is something that we are intentional about doing. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because my little brother made some adjustments in his thinking. And because he made some adjustments in his thinking, this thing that we're doing is going to go far. This thing that we're doing is going to bring the greatness out of not only us, but other people that's going to adjust. Watch this. And adapt, adjust, become a part of, and adapt to the group that the three of us have put together. That's what this thing is about. And even me moving forward in some of the things that God has called me to, I'm doing some adjustments right now. I'm adjusting schedules so that I can get in some of these other rooms. I'm adjusting people. I'm adjusting conversations so that I can get in some of these rooms that God wants me to be in. What are you supposed to be? What rooms are you supposed to be in? What are you supposed to be doing? Who are you supposed to be meeting? What are you supposed to be saying? Because again, you have assignment. And part of that assignment, I can't say it enough. I'm going to say it again, and then I'm going to go ahead and get ready to land this plane, because I don't want this to be long and drawn out. It's going to cause for you, me, and every last one of us to learn how to adjust and adapt. Do we have to adjust to anything? Absolutely not. Are we supposed to adapt to anything? Absolutely not. But I promise you this, the things that God wants you to adjust to and adapt to, He's going to show you. Promise you that. With that being said, I love every last one of y'all. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until the next time we meet, be well. Do the next right thing. God bless you. Learn how to adjust and adapt. And if you're looking for a butt, it's going to always be easy to find one. This is Coach Paul, and I promise y'all, I'll be back later. Deuces.